massive, moron thug working at the airport reaching down people's pants. You can't even stay at your post. I mean, isn't that the most basic thing that the TSA is supposed to do? Just stay at your post. Can't even do that. Let's see. I got something for you here. Last week, some news came out that vaccines are being developed for salmonella. Yeah, this is a foodborne disease, a foodborne microbe. Salmonella, it's not like you, the person, get salmonella. It's usually in the food, and then you consume the food. Well, they're trying to come out with a vaccine for salmonella, and they're saying that's going to save everybody from all this contaminated food. What are they going to come out with next? A vaccine not only for every microbe in a human being, but a vaccine for every microbe that might infect some food? And it got me thinking that there's vaccines for all the useless stuff, but not enough vaccines for the stuff we really need. So guys, prep that music and that slideshow. Let me know when you're ready. I've got a little bit here about top 10 vaccines we really need. Let me know when that's ready. Instead of the vaccines we're actually getting, because the vaccines we're actually getting are things like dropping vaccines for coyotes and rabbits and skunks and turtles. Now they're actually dropping them on wildlife. So here are the top 10 vaccines that we really need. Go ahead. Got that music? Nope. Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up shortly. All right. Until we get to that, we've got, let's go to the UK has run out of money. George Osborne says, obviously he's the chancellor, he says next month's budget has run out of money. Quote, the British government has run out of money because all the money was spent in the good years. What do we got here? Okay. All right. The money and investments in the jobs need to come from the private sector, he says now. Can you imagine that? The private sector, you mean, might be our savior for the budget? We'll have more on that, and plus the top 10 vaccines we really need. As I promised, we'll be rolling with that on the other side of this break. We've got a lot more coming up here on the Alex Jones Show. Stay with us. Mike Adams filling in for Alex today. We'll be right back after this break. Be prepared. Kinds of crazy breaking news today, as usual. We got the school shooting that we already mentioned, which again, the mainstream hoax media will try to use that to blame it on guns. And in fact, we're going to cover that issue that Alex talked about yesterday about the school girl, the 4-year-old who drew a picture of her dad with a gun, and then the police arrested the man and strip searched him, saying that he was being arrested for illegal possession of a firearm. What if her dad was a cop? What if her dad was a fireman and she drew an axe? or what if her dad was a paramedic and she drew a picture of a knife that you use to rescue people when they're stuck in their seatbelts in their cars? I mean, it's ridiculous. We'll get more into that later, but let's go to top 10 things we really need a vaccine for. This should be fun and interesting, and this is a little comedy bit about vaccines that we do need instead of the ones they give us. Go ahead and roll that. Number 1, we need a vaccine for resisting mass media brainwashing, the CNN jab. Instead of the MMR, we just call it the CNN. Did you get your CNN yet? Number 2, we need a vaccine that blocks the toxic effects of BPA, the hormone-mimicking plastics chemical that creates man boobs in those who eat too much of it. Number 3, we need a vaccine that shields us from the magical, paralyzing hideousness of Janet Napolitano's face, like the Medusa. Number 4, we need a vaccine that protects us from the brain-damaging metals found in vaccines. So before you get your flu shot, you first get your aluminum vaccine so that you're immune to the aluminum in the flu shot. Number 5, we need a vaccine that boosts immune defenses against GMOs and causes you to just involuntarily chuck those GMOs right back up. Hey, grocery manager, can I get my money back on this? Number 6, we need a vaccine that we can give the vaccine-pimping doctors that will cure them of being total big pharma whore zombies. Number 7, we need a vaccine that can help you find a parking spot. Yeah, take the shot, find your spot. You get the jab if you need it or not. Number 8, how about having a vaccine that simply protects people from being total morons when they vote? It would activate extra brain cells before anybody punches a hanging Chad and accidentally votes for Obama again. Oh no. Number 9, we need a mental vaccine that protects people from false authority brainwashing. So when the government screams, give up your rights to be safe from terrorism, your brain goes, huh? But the government created the terrorism. Weird. Number 10, we need a mandatory vaccine for politicians that makes them tell the truth. Mr. Obama, are you an American citizen? No. Mr. Bernanke, are you trying to destroy the U.S. economy? Yes. Mr. Romney, are you taking orders from satanic aliens who are trying to geoengineer the planet for extraterrestrial colonization? Yes! 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 There you go. That's the top 10 vaccines we really need. My apologies to all those celebrities named in that bit. It's obviously satire and humor. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, we do have more humor coming up at the bottom of the hour, but of course, there's a serious message. Every time we do satire, we're expressing our First Amendment rights. We do cover real issues in that. So the issue, obviously, that we're reflecting in that is that we have vaccines for all these silly things, like a salmonella and like the measles or chicken pox. Remember when you used to just get the chicken pox and then you overcame it and you were perfectly fine and you never get it again? Now they have chicken pox vaccines because apparently there's something wrong with getting the chicken pox. No, that is practice for your immune system to be strong, to get the chicken pox, to get the measles. A healthy body can throw off those infections without any problem. Just like I'm throwing off a slight infection today, immune system is working just fine, getting some practice. It's like going to the gym and working out with some weights to build up your musculature, right? It's just good practice. What's wrong with practicing your immune system? All right. By the way, vaccines are marketed much like terrorism. Have you ever noticed that? It's designed to scare you into compliance, like terrorism. They say, oh, today's a yellow alert or orange alert or red alert. It's designed to scare you. Oh, Iran might have enough material to develop a bomb and they're going to bomb the Statue of Liberty, all this other nonsense. Well, vaccines are promoted with the exact same kind of warped logic. Oh, there's been an outbreak. 7 children in a school got measles, so all the unvaccinated kids have to be sent home. Well, wait a minute. If vaccines protect the vaccinated kids, why are they afraid of the unvaccinated kids? Tell me that again. And if you check the outbreak, it happened among those who were vaccinated. See, that's the other thing the mainstream media, hoax media, never tells you. Every one of these outbreaks happens among children who have been vaccinated. When there's a measles outbreak, it's children who are vaccinated against the measles. When there's a chickenpox outbreak, it's often children who are vaccinated against chickenpox. I mean, it just goes on and on. When there's a flu outbreak, it's among those who are vaccinated against the flu. So you see, their logic just never holds up. All right. We have time for this. Oh, man, the drones. Not that much time, I know, but we got to get into this. I tell you, I get into this more at the top of the next hour. But the Federal Aviation Administration has announced a timeline now where they're going to have drones flying all over the skies of America for police stations and fire stations and even, traffic control. Yeah, it's all about spying on you. You know that. We'll give you that news coming up. Plus, a sound bit from Patty Finn, an attorney who is being tyrannized by the government for her anti-vaccination legal actions. Much more coming up.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run.
All right, welcome back on this Monday, February 27th, 2012. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, filling in for Alex Jones. We've got Ian Varalla, a ventriloquist, here, joining us in the studio for the next segment. Hold on a second, Ian. Well, he's got his character, Old Man Gramps, who's going crazy over here. Apparently, Old Man Gramps.
I am not happy. Not happy.
Yeah, apparently he's not. Anyway, we want to welcome Ian to the show. He's live here in studio, and for those of you on the radio,
how are you?
You'll be able to hear his character voice. For those of you watching on Prisonplanet.tv, you'll be able to see the comedy and Ian's website.
Way only half the people see your lips moving.
Very good. The website for Ian is comedyvent.com. Comedyvent, for short for ventriloquist.
Comedy ventriloquist. That's hard to say. Stop moving your lips. You say it, then I'll say it.
All right, so Old Man Gramps.
Yeah.
You're a farmer from Central Texas? What's your deal? Where are you from?
The chicken farmer from San Antonio. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lost a lot of chickens last year.
What happened?
I think I planted them too deep. You plant them too deep? Yeah. That's horrible. I know. I should have planted farther apart. I don't know.
Now, when we talked before the show, Gramps, you mentioned the government was giving you a hard time with some of your farming practices. What was going on with that?
Oh, it's that darn lactor that poisoning the chickens.
What?
They poison the chickens.
With what?
Poison. I think that was the corn that
that genetically modified corn.
Is that what it stands for?
Yeah, GM corn.
Oh, I thought that was a new car that General Motors was coming out with. No, No. Genetically mutated. Oh, it's different. Okay.
So what happened to your chickens when they ate that GM corn?
Well, I came back there, and, it looked like the final scene from that movie, Scarface.
What final scene?
The dead people all over the place. Come and meet my little friend.
It's
horrible. I know.
What about the EPA? Do they leave you alone out there, or they pretty much give you...
No, gosh darn that dust thing. Jeez. They don't even call it dust anymore. That's what they don't call it. They got a real fancy name for dust.
What do they call it?
Something that... I wish I had my notes where it's granulated particles.
Granulated particles?
Yeah, or something like that. And what do you think about that, Guy? I think that's a thick heat of toast digestive cattle feed.
Well, wait a minute. Where's the dust even coming from?
From the tractor.
So you're driving your tractor, you're making dust, and the EPA is giving you a hard time?
So now I need a new kind of tractor.
What kind?
Oric.
What?
Oric. They make
they got the vacuum cleaner?
They got the HEPA filter.
And what's an Oric tractor do?
Less dust.
I see.
See?
I see. Clever guy.
I'm telling you, I got an answer for everything.
All right, so you're into farming, you're into sustainable living, it sounds like.
Yes.
You're into green living?
Oh, sure. We got lots of weeds around our house. No, being, good to the environment. Oh, sure. Yeah. Thanks to that genetically mutated corn there, then chickens are so big, I don't need a car. I can just saddle up and ride into town.
Okay, what about the economy? How's that affecting you out there at your farming operation?
I'm telling you what, I know for Ron Paul there in that gold standard. Yeah, they should go back to go with the gold standard there. I went to Walmart last week, and they paid me in change. What kind of change? Yen. They paid me in yens and drachmas.
What about, is it increasing the cost of your farming practice? I mean, buying gas and things like that?
Oh, gee, I'm telling you, $50 just to fill in the tank. Wow. And that was just my lawnmower.
Okay. All right. Maybe you need one of those plug-in tractors.
Well, there you go.
Hybrid tractors.
I got to get a long enough cord because I got lots of acreage.
All right. Well, speaking of politics, you mentioned Ron Paul. You mentioned the gold standard. What do you think about the politicians vying for the Republican nomination right now?
Oh, I hope they do something. I hope they beat old Rocky. Yeah, you don't like Rocky. I don't like him. I'm kind of glad he got elected, though, because it got him off my back.
He was on your back? How's that?
Every day he's coming up to me asking me for change.
I think that was his campaign slogan.
Yeah.
We need change.
Oh, change from what?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Well, not much has changed, actually. That's the bad part about it. What do you think about
true.
What do you think about Mitt Romney?
Mitt Romney. So, I haven't really kept that too well in the news. What's up with Mitt Romney?
Well, I mean, he's the latest globalist. He's sort of like Obama, but white. I mean, he's just the same policies, the same everything.
Obama's not white.
Oh man. Okay, what about
he's half black, half Christian, half Muslim?
What about Santorum? What do you?
Oh, I tell you, he doesn't watch the news very often.
Sounds like Gramps has a little bit of an asthma problem. Is he
a little down there? I'm on some medication there, and it's making me kind of.
Okay.
Get out. Not now.
All right, so a little too much on the...
Not now, Gladys. Get going. You did that last week. Get up. Rest in peace. Oh, no.
All right, so it sounds like he's got a medication benefit under Obamacare or something.
Yeah,
how does he get health care?
I got me a health plan. What's your health plan, Grants? Don't get sick.